LYNX Live. You know, I just realized what I forgot to do earlier. I forgot to ask, is the levels good? And I've been kind of listening. It sounds to me like the levels are good. All right, LYNX Live. I'm your host, Dame LYNX. We about to get into some reality. Make sure you got some drinks because we're going to get into all of the tea that went down at the BET Awards. BET Awards aired last Monday. Filmed out in LA, hosted by Kevin Hart. And you guys know how much I love BET. You guys know how much I've been raving about the BET Awards for the last couple of years. Is this my third or fourth year covering it? Probably my third. No, fourth. I don't know. Anyway, BET Awards aired last week, and they did not disappoint. It was a very solid show. It was hosted by Kevin Hart. Lots of cool moments. Not a lot of huge names, but what they lacked in star power, they definitely made up for it in nostalgia. So this was the 20th or the 25th anniversary of 106 in Park. No. It's the 25th anniversary of the BET Awards. And then also they did a spotlight of 106 in Park. You know, 106 in Park is one of the most iconic shows, not only just for BET, but just in our culture, in pop culture. That was a very big show, especially for people like me that were in high school at the time. We ran home from school to watch 106 in Park. AJ and Free were our people. So it was great to see them do that tribute. Like I said, it was a really solid show. So Kevin Hart was the host. He had an opening monologue. I really enjoyed him throughout the night. His monologue was cool. The jokes were on point. He was pretty funny. You know, I like Kevin Hart. I used to not really be a big fan of his stand-up, but I love his movies. And Real Husbands of Hollywood is one of my favorite shows. I still watch that now. That's like one of my comfort shows. So shout out to Kevin Hart. He did a good job. He also allowed Drewski and Kai Cenat to be a part of the production. So they were running around. You know, Kai Cenat is the biggest streamer out. And Drewski's just hilarious. So it was cool to see. I like that little combination, that little trio of Drewski, Kevin Hart, and Kai Cenat. I think they're pretty dope. They're pretty funny. I like them. So shout out to Kevin Hart. So then they opened up with the 106 in Park tribute. Now, they recreated the set. They brought back most of the hosts. I think only Roxy and AJ couldn't make it for whatever reason, but Free was there, Keisha Shantae, the fine one, Terrence J. I don't know why I wanted to call him Terrence Howard. Anyway, cool tribute. They brought out some of the most iconic artists from our culture. Ashanti, okay? You know how much I love Ashanti. She opened it. She killed the stage. Keisha Cole performed. Maya looked amazing as usual. You know, I saw a lot of y'all online being really shocked at how good Maya looks. Have y'all not seen Maya? Maya has been around. She's still producing new music, like within the last 10 years. She has several albums that she's put out, and Maya don't slip. She still looks amazing. Okay, so also I was pleasantly surprised to see all four members of B2K reunite on stage. That's a big moment. We know how much drama B2K has had over the last few years, especially with, you know, Fizz sleeping with Angel, April, whatever Omarion's baby mama is, whatever her name is. So, and they've just had a lot of back and forth with the group since they broke up. So I think that was a huge moment for the BET Awards for B2K to reunite on their stage because they ran 106 in Park in their day. So that was cool to see. I mean, I'm just excited to see our black legends aging so well. A. Marie also performed. She made up for that Tiny Desk performance that y'all keep reading her about. She did a good job to me. I didn't watch Tiny Desk, but she definitely did a good job on the BET Awards. T.I. as well did the 106 in Park tribute, and Bow Wow, Mr. 106 in Park himself. You know, y'all talk a lot of crap about Bow Wow too, but he's a legend. Regardless of the foolishness he kind of get caught up in now, he is a legend. So, and Bow Wow still has a very huge presence, like even stage presence, and even when he does hosting, he hosted on the red carpet or the pink carpet for the BET Awards too. So stop. Well, I guess Bow Wow kind of gives us reasons to pick on him, but put some respect on Bow Wow. Shaw Moss. But yeah, the 106 in Park tribute was pretty dope. I enjoyed seeing that. I thought that was a great opening. I noticed a shift over the last few years of the focus not necessarily being on actual awards. They only give out like 2 awards. But they did do a number of, they honored quite a few of our legends this year. Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg, Quincy Jones, Kirk Franklin, and Jamie Foxx. So I loved how they paid tribute to them and honored them. Mariah Carey performed her new single. Mariah looks really good, but on stage, Mariah gonna give you the same old 1-2 on stage. Nonetheless, I enjoyed seeing her get the Impact Award. Busta Rhymes presented it to her. Jamie Foxx gave a really heartfelt speech that kind of had everybody in tears. Like, it had me choked up too. So yeah, I like that. Another thing too, the show was like long as hell. Like, that show was 5 hours. I had to go to bed. I had to wake up the next day and watch it again. But that's how good it was, because I didn't mind watching it I think I watched it 3 times. Well, mostly because I knew I was reviewing it. But that was a really long ass show, okay, for it to be live. Production value was there. I could definitely tell the ad dollars were being used properly. Shout out to BET. Shout out to BET. I think that BET needs to seize the opportunity to be the focal point for Black media. I don't know why they're not. Somehow they've gotten away from that. We started hating on BET a little bit. But when it comes to the TV piece, they've got it. They've got both scripted and reality TV down pat. I think that they need to get back to the music piece of it, like give us some type of, video show, some type of countdown show. They're reintroducing 106 in Park as 106 in Sports, which to me I think is important, especially because sports have a lot of eyes on it now. A lot of people are into the athletes now. They become pop culture icons now. The WNBA has a lot of eyes on it. So they've got Cam Newton hosting it as well, which I think is a good look. Y'all love Cam Newton. He annoys me so much, but I think him hosting 106 in Sports, he's the best choice out of all of the athlete turned media personalities. So I like that idea, but I think there's a strong opportunity for BET to be the focal point for Black media. But they've still got a long way to go. Anyway, back to the awards. Shout out to BET. Look, I'm trying to get a job. So, but yeah, back to the awards. So, Kendrick Lamar took home Best Album, of course. Y'all still on Kendrick. Look, I love Luther though, and Not Like Us. I like Not Like Us too. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like Not Like Us ain't a good record. It's a great record. So, shout out to him. SZA got Best R&B. Glorilla shook things up, got people upset. They gave her the Best Gospel Award because she had a song with Kirk Franklin on her album. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself on that one because I love me some Big Flo. And then Doechii won Best Female Hip Hop, of course. And I'll just leave it at that. Anyway. All right, so when it comes to performances, aside from that fabulous 106 in Park opening, Glorilla was my favorite performance of the night. Look, I'm so obsessed with Glow. She got a new video with Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole actually allowed her to use that sample, and Keisha's in the video. I enjoy watching Glow. I enjoy watching Glorilla. I enjoy watching her growth, her rise. Anyway, her performance was great. I loved her stage presence. It wasn't my favorite performance of hers. I did kind of think the tap dancing was a little cheesy, but Glorilla will always get an A for effort in my book. Who else performed? Tiana Taylor performed. She performed her new single, which I love that song. Tiana, I need an extended version of that song. Anyway, Tiana's performance was dope, of course. When is it not? You know, that girl can do anything. When it comes to creativity, Tiana is like she's the bar. Well, she can't even be the bar because nobody can match her when it comes to it. She's just so consistently creative. Even the new video for the single. Okay. Anyway, shout out to Tiana. I'm just excited that Tiana is still continuing to do music even after, you know, announcing retirement. But this was her return to the stage at the BET Awards, and she did a great job. I really love that record, by the way. Okay. And I honestly really can't remember who else performed, honestly. I mean, they had so many performers. A lot of them I may not have known, or their performances just weren't that memorable. But overall, the show was pretty good. So I can't remember really any bad performances. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, solid show. It was definitely one for my age group. I mean, it was so nostalgic. I mean, they did a good job playing into that, but also making it digestible for younger viewers. Like, it felt like a family night, you know, where like you can sit with your kids and you guys can talk about the artists that are there. Like, you know, Ashanti, we have a lot of stories about Ashanti and Mariah and, you know, how we grew up with those artists, even T.I. So I think they did a good job being able to join generations with this production. So, you know, I'm gonna continue to support BET and call me because I'm available for a job. Let me know what you guys thought about the BET Awards. Look, we're gonna get into some more music and then we'll be right back. And, you know, we got to keep it PC.